Graphing inequalities, the word problems. Don't be chicken. We'll make our way through this and you'll be okay. Alright, you budget $200 for wooden planks for outdoor furniture. The cedar costs $2.50 per foot and pine costs $1.75 per foot. That tells you that there's two things you're going to be working with. Okay, so that's very important. So you know already that you're going to be working with two variables. And in this case, it tells you to let x equal the number of feet of cedar and y equal the number of feet of pine. So there's two things that we're working with. We're working with cedar and pine. The cedar costs $2.50 per foot. And the pine costs $1.75 per foot of pine that you buy. And the most you can spend is $200. When it says the most that you can spend, it's talking about less than or equal to, because you can't spend more than $200 because that's all you've got. So it's got to be $200 or less. The next thing it says is graph the inequality. Well, we have to have it in y-intercept form. So the first thing we want to do is go minus 250 x on both sides, and that gives us 1.75y is less than or equal to negative 250 dot x plus 200. We divide by 1.75 on both sides, and we do it to everything. Remember that, okay? So we do our division and we get y is less than or equal to, I've already done this and it comes out to be negative 10 over 7. Remember, you have to have it in the form of a fraction. You can't have it as a decimal. So whenever you do your division, you need to make sure you change it into a fraction. Alright, plus, and 200 divided by 1.75 is $114.22. So our y-intercept is 114.22. So we'll come up, let me get a different color. Our y-intercept is 100, there's 110, 114.22. So we'll put it about right here. Okay. Now our slope is negative 10 over 7. So that means we're going to go down 10 and over 7, which is a little bit difficult to do. So what I do is I try to make it a little bit easier on myself. And I put another 0 right here. And if I put a 0 there, what do I have to do here? Right, I have to put another 0 there. So now my slope is 100 over 70. So that means I'm going to go down 100 and over 70 and put my dot. Now I can draw my line. Okay, now which side am I going to which side am I going to shade? Let's go back up here and get something so that we can shade. Okay, so now we're going to shade the underside, because whenever it says less than or equal to, you shade below the line, okay? So we're going to shade on this side over here. Okay, now, the last thing it says, what are 3 possible amounts of each type of wood that can be bought within your budget? So that means that you have to choose values from the shaded region. So let's come over here and we can choose something. Let's choose 10.95. Okay, so we're saying that we can do, we're saying that we can do 10 of the $2.50 and 95 at 175. And whenever you do that, it comes up to be $192 approximately. Okay, so that works. Or we could have gone 60 and 10. So we could have gone 60 at $2.50 and 10 at $1.75. And that would have come up to $167.50. So anything that you choose in this area. Now, the closer you get to the line, the closer you get to $200. The further away you get from the line, let's try 10 and 10 right here. See, if we chose 10 at $2.50 plus 10 at $1.75, that would come up to be, let's see, $25 plus, that would come up to be $42.50. So the further away you get from the line in the shaded area, the less money you're going to spend, and the closer you get to the line, all along the line right here, the closer you get to the line, the closer you're going to get to $200. Okay, a fish market charges $9 per pound for cod and $12 per pound for flounder. It's going to tell you to let X equal the number of pounds of cod and Y equal the number of pounds of flounder. Two things you already know. You already know that you're going to be charging 9 for each pound of cod and 12 for each pound of flounder. It says in the next thing, write an inequality that shows how much of each type of fish the store must sell today to reach a daily quota of at least 120. At least 120. If it says at least 120, does 119 sound okay? No, because it has to be at least 120. Less than 120 is not acceptable. So it has to be 120 or more. Okay? So it says graph the inequality. Let's do our minus 9x so that we can get this in slope-intercept form. Minus 9x on this side. That leaves us with 12y is greater than or equal to negative 9x plus 120. Divide by 12 on both sides. And that gives us y is greater than or equal to negative 3/4 x plus 10. So we come over here and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we put our mark. And it tells us our slope is negative 3/4, so we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we put our dot. And we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can draw our line. So now where are we going to shade? We're going to shade above because it says y is greater than or equal to. So we come over here and we shade above the line, because when it says greater than or equal to, you shade above the line, and it includes everything that's on the line. So when we do part C down here and it says what are 3 possible amounts of each fish that would satisfy the quota, let's choose something on the line first and see if it works out. Let's see. Let me get my marker here. Go back to the pen. Choose a color red, and let's choose 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a point on the line. So we chose 4, 7. So that means we will go 9 times 4 plus 7 times, 12 is greater than or equal to 120. That gives us 36 plus 84 is greater than or equal to 120, which gives us 120 is greater than or equal to 120. That's true. So that works out. And then we can choose any other point over here. We can choose, let's see, this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 2. So we could sell 12 pounds of cod and 2 pounds of flounder, or we could choose a point, say right here, and that point is 1, 2, 3, 4. And okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could sell 4 pounds of cod and 12 pounds of flounder. Your choice. All right, let's move on. A truck that can carry no more than 6,400 pounds is being used to transport refrigerators and upright pianos. Each refrigerator weighs 250 pounds and each piano weighs 475 pounds. Write and graph an inequality to show how many refrigerators and how many pianos the truck could carry. Okay, so if each refrigerator weighs 250 pounds, we're going to let X equal the number of refrigerators. And we're going to let Y equal the number of pianos. Since each refrigerator weighs 250 pounds, we're going to let that be 250x. And since each piano weighs 475 pounds, that's going to be 475y. It says it can carry no more than 6,400 pounds. So that means it has to be less than or equal to 6,400. So now you've just got to get it in slope-intercept form. So you go minus 250x, minus 250x. That gives you 475y is less than or equal to negative 250x plus 6,400. You do divide by 475, divide by 475, divide by 475, and that leaves you with y is less than or equal to, and I did this earlier, let me see what I got, negative 10 over 19 is x plus 13.5. So we come over here now to graph, and we come to 13 point, different color. We come over here to 13.5. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 13 would be about here, so 13.5 right there. So now we got to go down 10. That 13.5 is right here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then go across 19, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and halfway would be 19, so let's put our dot right here. And it says to draw, now we need to draw our line. Okay, and where are we going to shade? We're going to shade on the lower side because it says less than or equal to. So let's get our highlighter here and choose a color. Let's choose purple this time. Less than or equal to means we're going to shade this side. Okay? A student with 2 summer jobs earns $10 per hour at a cafe and $8 per hour at a market. The student would like to earn at least $800 per month. Write and graph an inequality to, well, it should say to model the situation. All right. So, $10 per hour at the cafe. So the X is going to be the number of hours at the cafe. $8 per hour at the market. So Y is going to be the hours at the market. And since you get $10 per hour, change it back to a pen. And let's go black for right now. So that would be $10 per hour for every hour you work at the cafe, plus $8 per hour for every hour that you work at the market. And you want to earn at least, so that means it's got to be more than or equal to $800. We go minus 10x, minus 10x, because you want to get it in slope-intercept form, so that's going to give you 8y is greater than or equal to negative 10x plus 800. We'll divide everything by 8. And that gives us y is greater than or equal to negative 5 over 4x plus 80. So that means we're going to come over here and we're going to go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And put our mark. And once again, since this is going down 5 when everyone is worth 10, and then going over 4 when everything is worth 10, what I will do is I will put another 0 here and another 0 here, and I'll go down 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and across 40. 1, 10, 20, 30, 40. Now I can draw my line. And where will we shade? Well, it says at least, which means greater than or equal to. And when we say greater than or equal to, that means we're going to shade above the line. So that means we're going to be shading over here. All right, very good.